What's good? What's good? Everybody, everyone's. It's a beautiful night tonight. The Knicks absolutely smacked the Toronto Raptors 145 to 101. Moving into third place. Mitchell Robinson makes his return tonight in solid fashion. Deuce McBride, another 29-point game under his resume. I forget exactly because I ain't got my stats pulled up right now how many threes he made, but it was a lot of them. It was a lot of them. Was it like nine?
I think it was 9 and
Nine. Nine for
Nine
nine.
three,
14.
nine three
Oh my
pointers
God.
from Deuce McBride tonight. Uh, it, a total overall all around victory from the squad. As per usual, as per the new norm, you know what I mean? I'm passing the first thoughts of the game around to the panel. Mrs. Nix, you up first. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling like third seed.
Woo!
uh,
it feels
Bro,
great. It feels great with a little help from Charlotte, of course. But I
Absolutely.
mean, not for nothing, our guys did their thing. Deuce with an amazing game, which we've come to expect at this point, right? Jalen being Jalen, all around team effort, six guys in double figures. And my boy Mitch is back. Scary hours once he's 100%.
I'm telling you.
Fraz, you up next, gang.
I mean, first and foremost, I gotta start it off right. I'm here from the beginning. Y'all already know the rivalry. It's your boy Fraz, the one and only parlay lord in the building with Team Knicks and Edge. Press like, share, and comment on this joint for your people because we are in the building. First and foremost about this game, let me say the 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 wonderful showing that we have been getting from these last, I want to say, 7, 8 games from Deuce McBride. He's been really putting on with the 3 point shot in the first half of these games. I believe he had six of them things in the first half this
First
game.
quarter.
First
And
quarter.
Deuce, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. First quarter, six of them things in the first quarter. I believe he led us in plus minus as well with a plus 40. I'm not looking at the stats, but I know I'm on point. I
Plus
believe it's a
40.
plus 40. Okay. Um, Second, you got to see some more offense come out of Isaiah Hartenstein with another double-digit offensive game. And of course, we gotta get into a little later on. I'm not going to elaborate too much. We gotta get into the significance of having the Block Ness monster back on the floor for us because our defense is the number one defense in the league in the month of March.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good, solid, quick takes. That's why I'm gonna pass to y'all in the beginning of the show more often. Because once I start talking, it's a monologue. You feel me?
That's
Before we get started, like Fraz said, make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, I mean, shout out to my guy Jimmy J1 in the building.
what up,
Tonka was good.
Sarah?
Michael, we see you in the building. Darlene, as always, is in
Always.
the building. You feel me? I mean, I said, oh, Jimmy J1 on both. He went from Facebook straight to YouTube. Shout out to my guy Jimmy J1. Yeah, I mean, shout out
You
to
know,
my guy Jimmy J1. All right, now my little 2 cents on a game tonight. Absolutely something that we should have done. The Toronto Raptors was heavily depleted, missing I think like 9 players or something like that. They said something wild like that, 9 players. Uh, so to whip them in this fashion is something that we absolutely should have done. Beating them by 44 points, something we should absolutely done. And this is something that we spoke on in the last show about this team not playing down to the competition and being ready for whoever is in front of them. You saw that tonight. Deuce McBride has been a great revelation for this team over the last 2, 3 months, like since he's been getting heavy minutes. Whenever the trade started, that's when Deuce McBride started to shine. I asked him to be more aggressive, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it. up close and personal. He's getting to the business on both ends of the floor. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it last time. Watching him play defense is an immaculate joy for me. To see his constant motion and being aggressive on both sides of the and both ends of the floor is amazing. Uh, Jalen Brunson doing Jalen Brunson things. It's normal and expected at this point. Uh, Bogey tonight, and these games are, excuse me, excuse me. Bogey tonight. These kind of games are important for a guy like Bogey to go against a lesser defense to find some kind of rhythm. You see him playing quick off the ball, taking the available shots, not holding the ball and dribbling too much like he was doing when he first got to the Knicks, which was getting him into a lot of trouble. Two, three dribbles, and he's shooting or passing, and he had a great game tonight. Albeit that the Raptors are trash, but these games are important for somebody like Bogey. Um, Hartenstein being Hartenstein, Precious Achua being Precious Achua since he got here, and Mitchell Robinson. What I saw, like I think there's some conditioning that need to be worked out. But what I saw from him on the offensive end tonight, I was like, oh nah, oh nah. If we gonna get this kind of effort on the offensive end too, it's gonna be a problem because at the five position, you need to make teams be accountable for you. Oh my God, Dwayne is in the building. Yeah, I mean Fluky's in the
You
building.
know, Dwayne,
Yeah, I
what's good,
mean
Fluky?
Fly Guy VC is in the building. You know
Hey.
what I mean? We
Shout out.
outside. But yeah, at the five position you need to make defenses accountable for you in some way, shape, or form. I'm not expecting Mitchell Robinson when he catch the ball at the high post to shoot the basketball, but at least be a drive threat, at least be a lob threat, something where teams have to pay some kind of attention to you. And he did that tonight. Getting to the basket, getting to the foul line, putting team pressure on the rim on a consistent basis. That's what I need to see from Mitchell Robinson. I'm happy that he's back. Oh man, when he checked in, I was smiling. All the teeth were showing when he checked in. All the teeth were showing. You know what I mean? Happy for Mitchell Robinson. I know it was a frustrating role on his road back. We were talking about Depoy. We was talking about Depoy before he got injured. You know what I mean? And I know how frustrating that could have been, and see him to come back, willing to come off the bench with no issue, uh, and be effective. You know what I mean? Like not just out there, taking up minutes, just being effective on both ends of the basketball. Like his first 6 minutes, he caught a block. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't just any block. He ripped that shit out the sky. You know what I mean? Like, give me that. You feel me? Give me that. You know what I mean? And it was dope to see. It was dope to see. Again, so in segueing, in segueing into, unless y'all got anything else y'all want to speak about the game before I start changing topics. You know what I mean?
Only other thing I want to add too is the fact I know a lot of people are like, why is Tommy Pitt still got position players in the fourth quarter? But I understood why as the game went on because really think about it, guys like Bogey and Burt need a little more chemistry with not only the players on the second unit with them, but with the first unit as well. I believe Sid is starting to understand. He needs to up the chemistry for this guy Bogey, so that way when we hit the playoffs and we hit the ground running, you got that scoring that's gonna come behind Randall if Randall's not there. And that's the main reason I feel Bogey was brought over because now you got somebody who could score behind Randall when we didn't have that luxury last season or the season before. And that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah. Uh, looking at the comments, there's some things I wanted to say. Uh, I think Bogey plays better when Burks is not on the court. Yeah, I mean, I think between them two, it's like it almost triggers something in his mind, like I got I gotta go dribble and get a bucket. You know what I mean? Or like he knows that when Burks is on the court, Burks is going to shoot, and he don't have. There's not going to be a possibility of him shooting the basketball, right? Um, and when he plays with the other guys, it's more like, oh, the ball is moving. So if I get off the basketball, there's a large possibility that I might get it back, you know? And what we had 30 what assists tonight? 35 or some
30,
wild shit like that. Because you know
Yep.
we had 30
37,
even
37.
30 37, and that's the stat that Mrs. Nixon been talking about for a long time. When we move the basketball, we get 28 or more. We're hard to beat. 37, we're going to be impossible to beat. That's facts. And
Facts.
when you look at this team, the way it is, and again, I said it last game, uh, when you look at the roster and you look at who could go out there and get a bucket, like that's like
All of them.
who could go out there on themselves, no, by themselves. I'm not talking about
Oh,
just shooting and by themselves go out there and manufacture buckets. It's not a lot of those guys as is right now. You know what I
facts.
mean? Like, but the way that we're playing basketball, the way that we're moving, cutting off the ball, running the offense through Jalen Brunson in the high post, off ball screens, all these things that are happening in secondary action is beautiful to watch. I'm not going to lie. And y'all know I'm a big Julius Randle fan. You know what I mean? And I need him to get, look, speaking of which, you know what I mean? Like, y'all know I'm a big Julius Randle fan. And I think he's underrated as a passer. But I need him to understand when he comes back, like, hey, this is how we move in the basketball now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no time for you to be dribbling the rock too much. Leave that to Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? He's the point guard. He has the right and the positional duty sometimes to over dribble to make that happen, right? I think Julius Randle could still be a 25 plus per game scorer with taking minimal dribbles, setting screens, diving to the basket, getting the ball in the post, make quick decisions. And if he does that when he comes back, oh Lord, oh Lord, it's going to be great. And when he comes back, I said this. I don't know if I said this in a group chat on Twitter, but when he comes back, there is not a front court in the NBA that can fuck with us. These are the facts.
Nope.
I'm not lying to you. Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, President Chua, Julius Randle, and I'm not saying it in any kind of positional order, but if I did, Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, President Chua, OG at the three. Then you got Hart backing up the three. No front court in the whole entire NBA can see the Knicks. These are the facts. I'm not lying. If you just look at the numbers, it'll tell you. You know what I mean? The numbers will tell you that, oh, and I know that these teams are looking and like, ah, man, I don't want to play these guys in the first round, in the second round. Like at least in the conference finals, you expecting to be like, all right, I expect it to be a dogfight in the Eastern Conference Finals. That like you can expect that, but in the first or second round, no, I don't want that kind of smoke.
Facts.
When I know whoever they put on the court in the front court is going to be crashing boards, playing stellar defense, then you go, oh, it's not just the front court, it's the back court too. It's the back court too. You got Deuce McBride chasing me around everywhere. Dante DiVincenzo getting in all the passing lanes. Jalen Brunson drawing charges. And we're not even talking about the offensive end and how well we're shooting the three-point ball.
Mhm.
Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride. Bogey is finding a rhythm. Jalen Brunson is Jalen Brunson. It is dangerous and it's gonna be nasty work for people. I know I'm being long winded, but playing Landon today was a good day. In the words of the great Ice Cube, today was a good day.
Facts.
Yeah.
So, question, Mrs. Nick, do you think that we are going to hold this third seed throughout the end of the season? And before you
Absolutely. The Cavs
answer,
are trash. The Cavs are trash. They trash with Spider. They trash without Spider. Trash.
I
As
hear
long
that.
as we do what we need to do, it's our seed. It's our seed to give or take. You know what I mean? So it's more of, do we want it? Do we not want to see Boston to the end? Or do we want to see Boston early on?
But listen, I,
Shout out my boy
I
Tracy.
yeah, yo, Fraz, same question.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like this, man.
I'm gonna answer for
Second,
him. We 10 toes
oh.
down over here.
You know exactly what I'm about to say. That's why she's Mrs. Lick. And listen, I'm eyeing that two seed right now. I don't know about y'all, but I'm eyeing that two seed right now. We're 2 games behind Milwaukee for that two seed. Plus, we gained a half game on Orlando because the Warriors beat Orlando tonight. I'm eyeing that number two seed, Milwaukee. Count your days, Milwaukee. Count
Yo,
your days.
yo,
We 10 toes down
Fraz,
over here.
you said we 2.5 games.
Isn't
No,
it
two
two?
games.
Oh,
I
all
believe
right,
it's
because
two
I'm about to
games.
say I know when we won tonight. That I thought so. Said I know if
Two
we won
games.
tonight, that made it two.
It is 2 games
And
behind
and
that
and,
second.
and to piggyback off that, it's attainable. I looked at their schedule today. I
Mm-hmm.
looked at their schedule today. They got a few games coming up, maybe like 2 or 3 games coming up where I expect them to win those games, right? And then after that, it is a very tough road for the Milwaukee Bucks to close out the season, with one of those games being us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I,
Oh
as,
yeah.
e-
Oh
even
yeah.
if we even if we're not 100% healthy, I still expect us to beat them, because looking at how this team is playing, and everything starts on the defensive end for us, we're going to make it tough for them defensively. We're going to make it tough for them defensively. I'm looking at is a guy on YouTube. Uh, he goes by Awful, and I'm watching him dissect everybody's defense and then talk about ours, right? And I'm looking like, yo, he has great points. This is not even biased as a Knicks fan. I'm just watching JJ Jackson just enter the chat. You already know the vibes, gang. Um,
Hey,
you know, I'm watching him talk, and his main talking points of things that are being done like poorly and well for the Knicks. And I'm like, wow, this makes sense because we do this shit every game. Like the good things that we're doing and the things that they are doing poorly, the Knicks are doing well every game. You know what I mean? And when the pace slows down in the postseason, and at this time when you're playing for, positioning and seeding, it's playoff intensity. You're gonna see what's the real. And I also feel like any day OG is going to be back. You feel me? And because what I understand injury is more of a comfort thing. Like he's just working through
Yeah.
discomfort because of the surgery. Um, and he should be back any day now. And if we got OG back to guard Giannis, it's over. It's over. We're going to put we're going to put Deuce on Dame. Dame's going to have to shoot all his shots from 30 plus. Yeah, I mean, like and it's gonna be tough. Two two seed to Fraz's point, it is very attainable, very attainable.
And
And
when you look at them as well, you look at how we match up with them. How are they going to stop our scoring? They have no defense. How are they going to stop us?
Yes.
you,
Since Doc
you know,
Rivers
and
has become the coach,
yeah,
it's like your defense my fault, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Keyshawn.
no,
Since
you good, brother.
since Doc Rivers has become the coach of the Bucks, their defense has taken a nosedive. They don't play very well defense. And one thing and our strength against Milwaukee is when we play physical against Milwaukee, like you saw before we traded for OG, that
They can't
that,
handle it.
that one game around Christmas, and then after the OG trade, once you saw the physicality against Milwaukee, you know that the Knicks can beat them. We can beat them, and as long as we stay physical with them and we limit them to one shot on offense, we're good.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Michael Brown in the building. Um, yo, listen, and we going and that was a great segue because I was going to get into Coach Tommy T. Uh, the physicality of this team is something to behold because we really pause no diddy we get into everybody, right? Uh, yeah, we get into everybody, and you could tell it makes people uncomfortable, like shooting and having to do. They have to most of the time when people are scoring on us, it's miraculous shots. Like, damn, that was a tough bucket. Like, it wasn't more like, oh, damn, we missed that guy. We missed a lot of people tonight in Toronto. That's because we were already up by like
We're
30,
up by
25
40.
or whatever. Word. You could tell the Knicks was taking their foot off the gas on defense because they understood that we could get whatever we want on offense, and we ain't really got to defend these guys too crazy, right? Um, but defensively, you know, we get into everybody. And to segue to my point about Coach Tommy T, it's amazing to watch a coach you up 20 something points is a three or four bad possessions back to back. He's calling a timeout. Most teams in the NBA ain't doing that up
Right.
20. They're gonna let the team go on a 10 to whatever run, a 15 or wherever run before they be like, all right, time for a timeout. Coach Tibbs is pissed off every play. We up 20. He's on the sideline scowling like, oh Jesus Christ. And we up 20. And it's well documented on Knicks and Ish. I had my disagreements with Coach Tommy T. Part of the Fire Coach Tommy T brigade, you know what I mean? But y'all know the motto. I will not be the fool to argue with results. The results that he's getting out these players, I cannot argue with. The way that Deuce McBride has been developed, I cannot argue with. The way that, Josh Hart has got 6 triple doubles in his career in the month of January under Coach Tommy T. I can't argue with that stuff. And I know he won't win Coach of the Year. I know he won't win it. But he need to be considered again
Yeah.
because it was a point where we missed our whole starting five. The whole
Facts.
starting five. And I think, no, we missed 4 out of the 5
Bro, we had
starters.
3 players coming off the bench.
And I think we won one of those games against
Yeah.
a team that we shouldn't have won against. Right?
Yeah.
So this is what I look at as coach of the year. Like, you got Mazzulla as one of the guys that's being considered. You got the coach of the Timberwolves, one of the guys that's being considered. You got the coach of the Thunder. And I'm like, All right, except for the coach of the Thunder, when you look at the rosters, you're like, all right, those guys are supposed to be good. They're supposed to have the records they have. But the Knicks and the Thunder, you like, these guys ain't supposed to be this good.
Right.
They're not supposed to be. But yeah, I, so to land the plane and ask your opinion on the coach, I think that Coach Tommy T is doing a miraculous job. And this is coming from somebody who wanted him fired. How y'all feeling about our coaching moving into the playoffs?
I mean, I think it's what we need. I mean, everyone has bought into it. Like we said last show, we didn't build a team around a player, we built the team around the
Mm,
coach. And because of that, our team has culture. They all believe in each other. They all play. Even when you saw that third string at the very end of the game, they still were playing defense for the most part. Like what third string teams you see playing defense? That's almost unheard
mm,
of in the league. And so that just tells you from 1 to 15, they all have bought into the system. And at the end of the day, we can put up points. It's clear, as obvious as day. We see it every game. We can put up points. But what wins championships? Defense. And what do we play? Defense. So you
mm-hmm.
can't complain. I don't think there's no other coach in this league that probably could have given us these results. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Fran,
Now,
what we talk about?
now, first and foremost, y'all already know I'm also one of the members on the panel that was on the fire tips train. Okay, but I did say one thing that's still resonating to this day. It is a testament that when you give Tibbs the right guys that fit his system and they play within the system like they've been playing, it is just a testament to Leon Rose and World Wide West how they acquired the pieces to add the Tommy T system to let Tommy T excel at being the coach of this team. It's just refreshing to see that you got the right guys that Tommy T got now, and everybody is like, okay, I'm contributing. I want to contribute. And also, the other thing that I want to add before I land the plane real quick, the accountability of all of our guys now since acquiring OG Ananobi in the trade. You see, everybody is holding themselves accountable on both ends of the floor, not just the offensive, defensive end as well. Our guys are all buying in. No one guy is like, "Oh, I gotta take over now." You don't know who gonna give you the big night any night now on the Knicks.
Facts.
You don't know. You can't sit here and predict. Oh, who's gonna give? Oh, it's gonna be Brunson. Oh, it's gonna be Diddy. No, it could be any one of our guys any given night. Beauty of having a team that we have where now Tommy T can play 11 guys now because Mitch is back.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I
Uh,
think that's the beauty. Let me just say
no,
this
no,
because
you got it.
you were talking about Randall earlier, and that's the beauty of what's happening right now is the fact that we're seeing and he's seeing what everybody down the lineup can contribute, and so his game doesn't have to be I'm saving the team or going Randall on us. The ball can freely move and it's going to get to him because this team hasn't shown, no one on this team has shown that they're selfish. You know what I mean? So he can trust that, hey, it's going to get to me. I can do my thing or I can pass out and they're going to do their thing. And I think that's one, going to be beautiful to see, but two, it's also going to be good for his game, being that he's going to have to play through pain and injury and probably have surgery this offseason. You know what I mean? So him not having to be so physical because the ball's going to get to him if he moves the right way throughout the game.
Yeah. Now these are the facts. really quick, if you're in the building, make sure you hit that like button. That's a fact. Sharing is also caring. All my people on Facebook, do not be afraid to go over to the YouTube. Sorry, Fraz, I might have to cover your face for 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, make
It was
sure the
that
YouTube
hard.
is literally right there. Yeah, I mean, make sure y'all follow us on the YouTube, hit the notification bell. These things are important. But boom, back to what I was about to say. Uh, I agree with both of y'all. Yeah, I mean, Coach Tommy T, he's done an amazing job. Julius Randle, I believe he wants to win. I think that's the most important part.
That's a
I thought I
fact.
moved the banner. Sorry, Fraz. Uh,
You good?
Julius Randle wants to win. That's the most important part. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to acclimate because I also think he understands that he's limited in exactly what he can do. But just
Yes.
the sheer threat of him being out there is something that's going to work well and go well for us as a team. It takes a lot of pressure off of Jalen
Jalen, yeah.
Brunson. Uh, and that's what we really need because teams are starting to really trying to hunker down and figure out a way to stop Jalen Brunson, even though most times it's futile. You know what I mean? But still, going through a whole playoff run, you don't want teams to be like trying to wear down Jalen Brunson series after series. And
Hmm.
Julius Randle just being on the court helps that a lot, right? I
Yeah.
want to answer uh, uh, Michael. Mike, you gotta understand, bro. He had a foot injury, dog.
He missed 50 games.
Like he
Yeah.
had a foot, he had surgery on his foot. There's no treadmill. Like he wasn't allowed to run. And for what I saw from missing, but 2 months, 3 months of basketball
Almost four.
was impressive tonight. He was impressive tonight in the time that he was out there. And as a backup role, because I also believe that we at the point where Hartenstein is going to be ramped up in minutes. And then, depending on matchups, Precious Achua gives us the ability to be super flexible and have Precious play the five. And if Julius come back, we in a situation where Precious could play the five, Julius could play the four. Like there's so many lineups that is able to be mixed and matched, and everybody's playing the way that Tibbs wants to play. I'm sorry, my allergies is about to start acting up. I know y'all hear me, but Tibbs could play and continue to play basketball the way that Tibbs want to play. And that's the thing I was missing earlier. I wanted to talk about that, but I was drawing a blank, so I just moved on to the next thing. Coach is in the building. I see you. Um, we Fraz mentioned going 11 deep into the bench. Pause. No Diddy. Um, um, go. He can go 11 deep into the bench, and I think it's. I don't know if we'll see it, but it may be a possibility because they're all Tibbs players. It's all players that Tibbs have confidence in. You know what I mean? Like Tibbs, but with Tibbs, he always mentioned it about being a rhythm thing and keeping guys into their rhythm. You know what I mean? So I don't. That's why I don't think we'll see it. But it's a possibility because it's a trust thing, and it's all guys we know he could trust. Again, I reiterate the roster because people need to understand the first 10 players is Hartenstein mid center, Julius Randle Precious power forward, OG Josh Hart the three. Uh, you got DiVincenzo and Bogey all what's the other guy name?
Burks.
Burks
Bro.
at the two, or it could be Josh at the two and
And
Bogey at the three,
three.
and then you got Jalen Brunson and
Deuce.
Deuce at the point, and then Burks or Bogey is the odd man out. They could be the extra guy off the bench.
And not to mention, Deuce also can play too because you've seen Tommy T starting Deuce
Facts.
at two as well.
Facts.
He play complementary to Jalen Brunson also.
And I think that's his perfect fit. Being perfectly honest, I
Hmm.
think he's a better two than he is a point guard. I think he's better
Agreed.
off ball than he's a point guard. I also see in the off season that might be a thing where we go and find a backup point guard where Deuce could play the two.
Yeah.
I could see that being an off season move because Deuce is so much better at the two. And I said this before he started playing the two. I said Deuce is more of a two than he is a point guard. And shout out to Cavs, man, again, because Deuce keep on proving my boy right. Every game, he's proven because Kev was like, nah, Deuce just need playing time. I was like, nah, bro. I don't know.
Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, two guys that first brought up the fact that Deuce McBride can be that guy. And I'm gonna shout on both guys right now. They both part of the conglomerate. Shout Kev and shout out DJ, the show guard. They both was the first two people that said that Deuce McBride can be that guy, given the proper minutes. And look at what we've been seeing. Look at
Facts.
what we've been seeing from Deuce.
And
Yeah.
just know he's part of the kids. Let's not forget that. We all
Right.
push for him.
Kids, hashtag say the kids. You know the slogan.
And this is the thing, the theory of Tibbs can't develop players is dead. It's
Yep.
dead. I don't even know how it started in the first place, right? Because if you even look at his time in Chicago, the players that developed really nice on him, obviously, Derrick Rose. Then you had Luau Dang. Then you had Joakim Noah. Then you had then years later you had Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I mean like then he
Yeah, I'm
had
gonna give you a
Cat,
name.
even though I don't like Cat, but yeah.
I'm gonna give you a name on that Bulls team that developed and came out of nowhere. Tyrus Thomas. Yes, Tyrus Thomas. Who remembers that name? He came out
Nah.
of nowhere
Yeah.
and
Nah,
became
nah.
I mean, if you're a Duke fan, you already knew.
mm-hmm.
So so when you look at it that way, right? And then we can keep going on. We already well, for those who don't know, the Knicks players that haven't what I was developed underneath Coach Tommy T. He listen. We're gonna do Julius Randle. We're gonna do Mitchell Robinson. We're gonna do
Emmanuel
Deuce.
quickly.
Oh, we're gonna get there. I had a reason why I was saving them.
Oh,
I had a reason I was saving them.
okay.
Nah, but yeah, but to skip over and make this less of a drawn out process. Manuel quickly, RJ Barrett. And the reason why those are important because we parlayed those into guys that we really wanted. Like OG became cheaper for us because of the work that Coach Tommy T did to develop our IQ. You know what I mean? Like IQ became exponentially more valuable because of his development under Coach Tommy T. We went from a guy that they wanted 3 to 4 first rounds for to not giving up one. And then also getting Precious Achua in a trade as well because the value of RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly at the time. Like that doesn't happen if those guys didn't develop as well under Coach Tommy T.
And
And
let's
then
not
you
forget, like the guys that he developed from our team weren't lottery players. These were players later in the draft and second round players. People didn't know who these guys were, and they created a name under his system. That's huge. That's huge development. When you think of a second round player now being a player that all teams seek in a trade, you know what I'm saying? Because even though Grimes didn't play well for us, every team wanted him in a trade.
oh yeah. And and I was getting to that too because we parlayed that into Bogey at the time, who was a 20-point scorer for the Detroit Pistons, and Alec Burke coming off the bench, who was a 12-point scorer. coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, and for for Quentin Grimes is somebody I liked a lot, but he wasn't a double digit per game scorer, and we got a 20-point scorer and a solid bench scorer for that guy. You know what I mean? And that's because of what the way Coach Tommy T developed him and increased his value. You know what I mean? Like, I won't be the fool to argue with results. And shout out again to the front office to make these things happen. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, coach. You're not doing that. No comparison. Grimes is 10 times better than Frank.
Right.
10 times better. 10 times better. Frank couldn't score to save his life. I seen it.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
ain't
seen it.
lying.
Yeah, but yeah, Coach Tommy T, man, he's been a godsend to this organization. Literally turned the whole culture around, and the front office doing a great job and noticing that they not know we all knew it, but finding the perfect culture changing coach, because that was the first step that needed to happen. We needed a coach to change the culture who's big on accountability and winning. You know what I mean? Like, winning. You know, some of us as Knicks fans, not myself included, because way back when I still was doing the suits and everything on Knicks Ish, I had Coach Tommy T on my short list of coaches that I wanted for the squad. I wanted Mark Jackson. I wanted Atkinson, and Coach Tommy T was number three. Uh, because I knew the kind of culture that he could bring to this organization, and we're seeing it. Like, they're going out every night with the intentions of like, yo, we may or may not score a lot, but you're not going to score a lot.
Facts.
You're not going to score a lot, and you could tell. And I said this before. You know, when your players are starting to sound like the coach, that says a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That says a lot. When you listen to the post game interviews, it's like watching Coach Tommy T on the court saying the same shit. You know what I mean? And I couldn't ask for more. You know what I mean? But again, I have to remind y'all, make sure y'all pressing that like button. Sharing is also caring. You know what I mean? One more time, Fraz, my bad.
Put it up.
But
Put
yeah,
it up.
make
Put the
sure
man
you're
on
following the YouTube. You know what I mean? That's
with
important stuff. You know what I mean? But
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
yeah, that's a
Follow
fact.
us.
And hit that notification bell if you like the content so you could be notified whenever we go live. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Uh again, you know, it's about to be time for me to wrap this up. But I got one more question. And I know the answer already. But I'm gonna ask anyway. Is there a team in the because if we make it to the second seed and everything else stay the way it is, we're probably going to play the Heat in the first round, right? Or the Pacers,
Run that
or the
back.
no,
No,
or
it's
the
actually
Pacers.
Miami right now, I believe. Pacers are
Oh
up
yeah, yeah.
to
So
six. It would be Miami at seven and Sixers at eight right
yeah.
now
So
as
is there a team in our current situation that you would want to avoid, Mrs. Nick? Since you on my screen is on my right, I'm gonna ask you first. Can we
I
get a
want
while?
all the smoke. I want all the smoke from all the teams because everybody's sleeping on us till today. Sleeping, except Kendrick Perkins. So we need to give everybody the business. I want everybody to feel the wrath of this team. And Knicks fans are Oh, I don't want to play Orlando. Oh, I don't want to play Boston. Oh, I don't want to play Milwaukee. Bro, they haven't seen us full force. We haven't seen ourselves full force.
Mm-hmm.
And we done beat all of them once. Wait till
Here's a
we're
fact.
full force. They not gonna be able to handle it. Milwaukee can't handle physicality. We know that. You get in Giannis's head, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They can't double team none of our guys. Cause guess what? Even without Randall, you double team JB, Duke's gonna give you the business.
Yeah.
You can't get our big in foul trouble because guess what? We got another starting center coming off the bench.
And
No
and we
team
got an
is
adequate
built
third string too at center
like
too. An adequate third string.
facts.
You know what I mean?
No team is built like us. Period.
Yeah. Facts. Fraz, same question. Is there a team at the 2 or the 3 that you would rather not play if we could avoid them?
Listen, I'm gonna say this once and I'm gonna say it again. I've been
Ten
ten toes
toes.
all season. I've been telling y'all ten toes all season. It don't matter who we play because at the end of the day, everybody in the East knows that when this team is at full force, we are the team to worry about. Now, you got to look at it from my standpoint. A lot of these other teams that we're playing only have 8 guys, 9 guys. The Knicks got more than 9 guys. We have at least 10. All right. And when one guy goes down, the other guy, next man up, picks the slack up. And we're playing our best basketball without our best guy on the floor.
Facts.
So imagine when everybody gets healthy and we run into that Boston team. I'm telling you right now, we beat Boston in 6 games when we played it. And I'm saying it here first. We run into Boston, we beat Boston in 6.
Yo,
I ain't afraid of nobody.
and Fraz, Mrs. Nix, I agree with both of y'all because I said it before, right?
Go
And I was
ahead.
being modest. I was being modest when I said it last time. I was like, if it's not Boston or Milwaukee, everybody under us is fool. But I did say everybody under us. And I want to reiterate everybody under us. So if we pass Milwaukee and they under us, they fool. Excuse me, they fool. Especially if we fully healthy. I kind of feel like they fooled right now with Mitchell being back. Kind of feel like they're being fooled right now. Uh, I just love the way we play defense. You know what I mean? And to me, defense wins championships. And here's the difference between us and last year. We have enough adequate the way we playing basketball this year versus the way we played basketball last year is more sustainable going into the playoffs. It's a lot of off ball movement. It's a lot of cutting and passing. It's a lot of tough defense. It's a lot of offense that's being created off of defense. Like those are the things I don't think we was doing as well last year because even though last year we were a good defensive team, we weren't causing turnovers like that. You know what I mean? We were a very low turnover team. We was getting stops, but we weren't turning people over and converting that into offense, right? We're doing a lot of that this season. And that's what makes me think that like even without Julius Randle or OG, we could give a lot of these teams in the East a fight and beat most of them. You know what I mean? Even the likes of Milwaukee. They like if they and second seed, I really think we're gonna capture that. Be perfectly honest. You know what I mean? I knew he was gonna be a top 3 seed. I even said that. Y'all remember? I even said that the top 2 was
Beginning,
possible this season. I
beginning of
said
the
it was
season,
possible. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember. I
Yeah, yeah.
remember.
Yeah, Fraz,
You
you got it.
My bad. You said that at the beginning of the season. I just wanted to add real quick to that. You got to remember, a lot of these teams have injuries right now that's going into the playoffs. Giannis got an Achilles injury, Porzingis with his ankle and that plantar fasciitis. So listen, there's a realistic chance the Knicks can come out of the East this year.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. What you call it? There was something else I wanted to say too. The last thing I wanted to say. I'm trying to think. Uh oh, yeah. You weren't here for it. Somebody said something real crazy. Oh nah, the Monty Williams shit. Yeah, I almost forgot.
There it goes. There it
I
goes.
almost forgot. Because we was on live while he was doing that nasty
I
work.
think you need to put the buzzer because I already feel it coming.
Yeah,
Incoming
listen,
rant. Incoming rant.
listen. Hold on, let me get right. Let me get right. Because I was let's go.
I was waiting for
Monty, Monty, Monty. Bro, bro. Okay, okay. I understand you as a head coach being upset that your team got their ass. Mm, 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 I understand you upset about that, right? I would be
it.
too as a coach that my team got handled in such a manner, but we could understand it because y'all were dealing with some injuries and y'all was shitty anyway. You know what I mean? Even when y'all was healthy, y'all was shitty. We could understand it. But then DiVincenzo started to go crazy hot. Inferno. Inferno. Right? And instead of you doing a good job as a head coach, be like, all right, we're not going to let this guy shoot anymore. He stays finding himself open for the rest of the game. Then, in the great infinite wisdom of you as a head coach, who's the second highest paid head coach in the NBA right now, because Steve Kerr just got past you when he got his extension. No, you're the third highest because I think Spoelstra passed you after his divorce. But you
Also,
started off the season as the highest head coach in the NBA. Now you think somebody with that kind of that the organization believes in that much would have the common sense to be like, yeah, we're going to find someone to guard this guy. Your solution to that was, I'm going to put fucking Evan Fournier on the hottest guy on the court. And then you have the unmitigated gall, the nerve, the gumption to get up there and be like, I don't want to be a part of the story. The way that they got those threes, you gave it to us. You gave the threes to Dante. That was your game plan. You did that. But you're mad at the Knicks because we didn't turn off the faucet. We didn't turn off the faucet. We were supposed to give you pity and sympathy and not let Dante DiVincenzo make Knicks history because it wasn't going because it wouldn't make you feel bad. We're talking about grown ass men getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. There's no sparing feelings. This is not pee wee basketball. This is not high school or middle school or elementary school. And I think high school, there's no mercy rule in high school. It might be one in middle school and elementary school, but ain't no mercy rule in high school either. You can get beat by 100 in high school. So what makes you think in the pros we supposed to turn off the faucet? Josh Hart summed it up perfectly. And I'm going to land the plane with the great Josh Hart quote. If you didn't want to be a part of the story, you should tell your team to play defense better. It's that simple. It's
right.
that simple. Monty, nasty work, God. It's nasty work. This is the second time you've been crying. And it's the difference between a winning culture and a losing culture, right? When, because the last time it was a questionable call at the end of the game. He got on the podium. Oh, it's disgusting. Worst call of the season. This is what we was dealing with all season. He tried to make a microcosm of their failure of a season out of one call against the New York Knicks, which was nasty work. You already lost 20, the most losses in a row in NBA history before that. All of those wasn't nasty calls. Y'all were getting blown out. It was nasty, right? But you wanted to make it a microcosm of your season that one missed call at the end of the game. But here's the difference between winning culture and losing culture. Couple weeks before that, we lost to a nasty call against the Houston Rockets. What our best player said, great call, next question. What the coach said, great call, next question. That's the difference. And then you let the front office handle the business side of it and try to rectify. That's the difference between a winning culture and a losing culture. And Monty Williams, you are a loser because you've been on the rock. You was on the Suns. You had Devin Booker. You had Chris Paul, and then you got KD, and you still couldn't win shit because you're a loser and a trash ass coach. You know what I mean? You gaffled the league into believing that you're a great coach because you had the super elite talent. Then you go against your coach who doesn't necessarily have the talent that you had when you got your bag and you got smoked. You got out coached. You got outplayed by better players. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to live with that. You got to, Monty Williams, you got to stop making no. Alan Hahn said this, which was fire. He said, losing made Monty Williams hate winning. Bars. Bars. You being a loser made you hate that the Knicks are winning. Bars. And I'm going to land the plane there. End of rant. Jesus.
No, I
The
agree. I
nasty
mean,
work of Phoenix.
I have no words for him because he, like you said, he's magnifying all the issues. You don't want someone to have a career. I mean, let's just be real. We're Knicks fans. Guys have career nights on us many a times in the past, and we don't blame the other team. We blame ourselves for being shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you gonna let me have a career night on you, bro, I'm having a career night on you. So
Yeah.
yeah, he needs to stop crying like a little girl and man up, hold his own team accountable. And until then, your once a Nick, always a Nick card is pulled.
Mm-hmm.
I did my research. He was asked as a Knick, too. So I don't even know if that applies. I don't know if that applies to players who are ass. I think that only applies when you're actually good. And Monty Williams was a shitty Knick player. Uh, so yeah, I don't know if once a Knick, always a Knick applies to him. Fraz, what you got on the subject that I just spent a billion minutes ranting on?
You're forgetting one person that Monty Williams had on Phoenix. How you had DeAndre Ayton on Phoenix, and y'all couldn't win to compliment Chris Paul and Devin Booker. But you're crying about your team not playing defense. Wait, you're the coach. Why your team ain't playing defense? Oh, I forgot. Team doesn't really play defense, even with you coach. Listen, Monty.
You
Listen, Monty. There's nothing you can do against this Knicks team, bro. This team is built for the upcoming playoff push that we're about to have. Monty, you just went to Detroit for the money. Nasty work, man. You just wanted a bag. We get it. We get it. Nasty work, Monty. You got to.
how you how you mad at the other team because you didn't make the proper adjustments to get the hottest player on the team to stop shooting? How
But
you how you didn't, how you mad at that? That's the nastiest work in America, man. Uh, last 2 cents. It ain't gonna be long winded, but listen, man. Kendrick Perkins is officially taking uh the Knicks fan roster spot for Knicks fans. Stephen A. Smith, we already kicked him out a long time ago, but it's super official that Kendrick Perkins is the new roster spot. He's starting to say my Knicks, even though he was a Celtics, won a ring with the Celtics. He's starting to say my Knicks, and I think if push come to shove, if we fully healthy, he'll get on national TV and say that the Knicks will beat the Celtics in a 7-game series if we healthy. I believe that. Shout out to you, Kendrick Perkins, for doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean? Because we never get a fair shake on national TV. And I just wanted to give Kendrick Perkins his flowers. I'm going to let it go around the panel. I got one more thing to say, then we out of here.
Put it like this way. Kendrick, come and give Nick the itch a follow, man. You definitely know what you've been talking about all season long with our team. You've gone against everybody from Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, to all the ESPN cast members who constantly talk down about these Knicks. Kendrick, come and give us a follow at Nick the Itch, man. Pull up to the foot. Pull up to the face. Pull up to the YouTube.
I
You
second that
definitely
emotion,
are.
you heard?
And you definitely got Stephen A. Smith fan pass given to you by yours truly, Praz Parlay.
No,
Yeah.
that's a fact. I'm always curious to see what he has to say, and he always backs us up. He backs up Randall. He backs up Brunson. He backs up the team in its whole. I mean, I'm just happy to see somebody on national TV not be afraid to call it what it is. We're not asking you to just like our team because we're Knicks fans, but call it fair, call it what it is, and acknowledge our guys for playing their ass off this season and being great and doing what we knew they could do. You know what I'm saying? And he's just acknowledging it. And that's good to see. And he's not backing down from anybody. He don't care who says something. He's holding us down on national TV.
Yeah, and my last thing I wanted to say for our left, because it bothered me in the depths of my soul. I seen a post on my Twitter today where they put a side by side picture of Candace Parker and the great Walt Clyde Frazier, because they wore floral suits or floral suit jackets. It was the most egregious and disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. Not to say that Candace Parker wasn't fly in her own right. You know what I mean? I did like the blazer, but it's Walt Clyde Frazier. It's the most disrespectful thing I've ever. Listen, man. Walt Clyde Frazier, no matter how you feel about his taste, he is the originator, never the duplicator of this fly shit when it comes to stepping out of the boundaries of being fly.
That is a fact.
And to know that Candace Parker is a fucking hater of the New York Knicks, bona fide hater. It's not even a question that she's a hater of the New York Knicks, and then you put a side by side picture with her in one of the greatest Knicks of all time, second in my book. But if you really want to keep it technical, if you really factor in his game 7 of the 73 championship team, he is the greatest Knick who's ever played basketball. We give Pat that nod, and I'm not mad at Pat getting a nod. But if you factor in Walt Clyde's game 7 against the Lakers, where he had what 30 something points, 10 plus assists, and I think he had 10 plus rebounds. And if they counted steals, it probably would have been a quadruple double on the game where the captain came out, scored 2 buckets, went back into the tunnel. Walt Clyde Frazier had one of the greatest game sevens in the NBA final, if not the greatest game seven in the NBA final of all time. This is what pushes him in my book as the greatest Knick of all time because he actually won a championship and put on that performance. But I'm not mad at Pat being considered the greatest Knick. Don't get me twisted, right? But I'm just saying, you put that woman who hates the team, lied on our best player several occasions on a side by side picture because she wore a flower blazer. It's nasty work. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it for you, TNT. I hate no matter of fact, I don't hate it from you, TNT. I expect it from you. Nasty work. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And I'm done. I'm done. Because I'll go on for another 10 minutes on how egregious that was. You know what I mean? Nasty work, TNT. Nasty work. Walt Clyde, two-time Hall of Famer. Not once, twice. Two-time Hall of Famer. You gonna put Candace Parker with her Kenny Smith knees next to Walt Clyde Frazier? It's fucking crazy. Kenny Smith knees. I don't like her no more. I used to like her, as a telecaster until she started getting weird. She started getting weird. Want to argue with Shaq every 5 seconds about everything. Then she want to hate on the Knicks and Jalen Brunson because she can't admit the fact that she wrong. Then you gonna put her next to the one of the greatest Knicks of all time. This is despicable work, TNT. Despicable work, man. And I'm gonna just say it. I'm just gonna say it, right? I'm gonna say it. And unless you got anything to say, we're gonna close out after that, right? When the Knicks go to the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals, TNT, don't start D-riding, man. Don't do it, because for years y'all been doing us bad.
Yep.
Don't try to flip the script because you know it's profitable to be a Knicks fan after that. Like you don't do it. Don't do it. Stick your gun. You hated the Knicks all this time. Continue hating the Knicks. So we could, cause now shout out to MSG. Even though you charging me an arm and a leg to use your damn app, I get most of the national televised games on the ESPN, the MSG app too. So yeah, I'm not all the way mad, but yeah, don't f those guys, man. And unless I got something to say, I'm done. I'm done. I promise, I'm done.
No, I mean,
Honest,
we play San Antonio on Friday. We expect to win.
It's a W.
So
Cause oh nah, we could spend a couple seconds on that. I ain't gonna lie, because when Wemby's been playing really well as of late. I'm not gonna hold you.
he was
I
playing well before we played him last time.
not in all fairness, you're right, but all fairness, he hasn't been playing this well before we played him. Like I've watched a few of his games. I'm like, oh, he's starting to feel himself now. Yeah, I mean, but still, all in all, the level of physicality that this team's play with is different from a lot of the teams that he played with. Yeah, I mean, like played against is different, and I think that's going to be the difference because the rest of that team is ass. The rest of
Facts.
that Spurs team is straight doo doo butter garbage, and we got 3 wins in a row. We go to 4 on Friday. We play Friday.
Hmm.
yep.
Yeah, we go to 4 in a row on Friday.
I
You
might
know,
be taking that drive.
uh, listen, man, you got to represent. I hope you in the building because somebody got to represent. You heard? Word. Get the
No, but I
MVP
mean, it's
chant
gonna be
started.
it's gonna be fun. I want to see Wimbenyama up, in person. I'm not sold on him. He's too scrawny for me.
If he even,
Um,
he might not
but
even play because of his ankle. He's been, I
He
know he was
played. He
out.
played tonight.
Oh, he played tonight?
Yeah, he played tonight. They
Okay.
said it at halftime that he
yeah, he
played
had
tonight.
19
I think
points
he
Oh,
tonight.
had
He
one of
played
them
30 minutes.
because of
But
his
he
ankle.
also didn't have to get the, yeah, he didn't have to play a Mitchell Robinson last time.
Mm-hmm.
right. No, the first time he played us, he had to play Mitchell Robinson and iHeart, and they made he was in jail. I said it. I said he gonna be in hell playing Mitchell Robinson and iHeart, and he
Mm,
definitely was in hell, and I think he's gonna be in hell again because if
fact.
you look at we're playing. To me, we're playing better defense now than we
I agree.
were playing back then. And
Yes,
Hmm.
this team can't shoot. So that means when Mitchell Robinson come off the bench, he could play drop coverage. And Mitchell
Hmm.
Robinson loves drop coverage. He was playing drop coverage tonight, and it was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Uh, but it, yeah, that team they can't shoot. So we're gonna play drop coverage. We're gonna kick their ass, and that's gonna be that.
Facts.
Um. Oh, my parlay hit tonight too. I don't know if y'all saw it earlier. I was pumping my fist when Frag was talking. Parlay hit. Nigga, I made $1.50 from the crib today. That's a beautiful thing. You know what I
that's
mean?
what's up.
It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to the Knicks, man. Yo, keep it a buck. I ain't gonna lie, right? I made close to rack over the last like 5 days because of the Knicks. You know what I mean? So what's better than my team winning and I'm making money? Let's go.
And that's why I better not hear nobody say we don't bet on our team over here. Stop that. Stop that nasty work, people. We bet on the
Man,
Knicks
listen,
over here. Ask the
listen.
parlay
Somebody,
look. NXT
somebody
time.
would somebody on the other show about that owe me $5 after April 12th or 15th, whatever it is. You want to owe me $5? You know what I mean?
Hey,
We,
that same somebody had to pay me that too. Let's not forget.
I know.
Yeah.
He said it on the show. He's like, yo, listen, Frash was looking for me. As soon as he figured out mathematically it could happen, Frash was like, where the chicken? Yo,
Oh,
listen.
don't worry.
And when we meet up in the summer too, Barry owe me 20. So I because he bet against the Knicks. So I need my listen. Chicken is coming to T Town.
Oh, well, not only to you, somebody, another Nets fan. I ain't gonna say no names. Another Nets fan owe me some ducking. So I'll be waiting on those as well. You know who you are out there. Get
See,
it
that's
ready for the
that's what I'm
parlay.
talking about, bro. When the Knicks fans believe what they said, we put the money up, man. We put the
Yeah.
money up, and I needs my chicken. I don't care. I tell everybody, yo, listen, you talking crazy? Bet. I don't care if it's $1. I just want your dollar. That's it.
Yep.
I want your
That's it.
dollar.
All I ain't have. You heard? That's how I feel.
I want it to be yours.
Exactly.
Word, but yo, shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight. If you didn't do it, you know the vibes. Sorry, Fraz, I got to do it again. Uh,
Almost.
yeah, if you didn't already do it, you know what I mean. Subscribe to the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, and Facebook. We don't really do Twitch that much, but I think I might change that soon.
We
You know what
do
I mean?
Discord
Yeah, definitely the Discord. I always forget the Discord,
and
and it's the
That's
same.
Spotify.
Yeah, and the Spotify, but it's the same thing as everything else. You know what I mean, well, the Facebook, Twitch, and the YouTube is the same thing for Spotify, Discord, and yeah.
pretty much.
But yeah, make sure y'all do that. Excuse me, press that like button. Sharing is always caring. We appreciate every last person in the building. You already know the vibes. You know what I mean? And you play Friday. I'm off Friday. So I'll see y'all. We'll see y'all on Friday. Let me get this band out of my guy Frad's face because it's weird. You know what I mean? So we'll see y'all on Friday after we beat the Spurs, the Knicks. have captured third place, and it's a great time. Can't you can't ask for more, man. We see y'all. We